There is a program for Linux that allows you to install and use Google Android applications. I found one for MX Linux called Anbox, A-N-B-O-X, and I'm going to quickly show you how to install it. This requires command line. So in a terminal window, now I'm using MX Linux 19.3, so just caveat emptor. Your Linux distribution may or may not have Anbox in the operating system repository. I was fortunate enough that MX Linux, which is a Debian derivation distribution, includes Anbox in the repository. All you have to do is type in this command up at the top. I've already installed it. So in a command line, you're going to want and require root. Now you could sudo sudo space and then the command. I will include instructions in the blog post that I will be writing in about 100 years from now. You know what I'm saying? But for now, all the instructions, it's real easy. So you type in, once you log in as root, or once you type in sudo, do space and then the command, which will ask you to type in your root command. Then it's apt-get, apt-get space install space Anbox, A-N-B-O-X. apt-get is the tool, the utility that I think on all Debian derivation distribution Linux operating systems, that tool allows you to install and remove software on your Linux operating system. So then you would just hit enter, and you're going to see a package list. It first shows you what packages, if you notice here, and then where my cursor is highlighted, it asks you, do you want to continue? And you have to type in Y for yes. If you type in N for no, it does not install anything. But I wanted to let you know that there are additional packages, and there are suggested and there are recommended. And then, so the additional packages are required for Anbox to function. The suggested and recommended may be just features. But just to let you know that there are some additional dependencies, some software packages that are required and some that are, well, recommended or suggested, but you know what I'm saying. Then you'll see a list that depends on your internet connection, how much data, really not that much. And then eventually you'll see this. As long as you don't see any errors, if you see what is similar, selecting, preparing, and then unpacking, selecting, preparing, unpacking, and then as long as they all download correctly, as long as you don't get any error messages, and then you're going to see some symbolic link creation, and then processing triggers. You know what I'm saying? And as long as there are no failed dependencies or no failed downloads or there are no funky errors, and it takes you back to the command prompt, the root prompt, you should be good to go. And then what you will do is, depending on the Linux distribution that you are using, you would look for the Anbox icon on MX Linux. Let me see, where is it located? Let's see. It may be under internet. Where is it actually located? Accessories. Oh, on MX Linux 19.3, it added it to the accessories. So when you click on the menu icon and then it opens up your list of programs, it's under accessories. So on your distribution, it may not get added to your accessories, but there's an Anbox Android box icon with an Android icon. You know, so you can tell it's an Android, which I don't even use Google Android. I don't use Google Androids. I don't use smartphones. I don't use Apple iPhones either. I don't use any of those dumb devices, I mean smartphones. However, the system is so ridiculous that almost now it's I wouldn't say it's impossible, but there's a couple of programs that I need access to on an Android, but I don't want to fucking use an Android. I'm done with that garbage. Alright, I digress. Back to this video. Anything further? So just look for Anbox, or you can also type in ANBOX in the search tool for your programs. On MX Linux, it has a search tool at the bottom when you click on the menu button, which is in the lower left-hand corner, or wherever it is configured on your computer. Other distributions, I'm just, try to use your search box or look for the icon. Then open it. I'll be honest, it doesn't work yet. But I just want to make sure that I don't waste time. You know what I'm saying? I try not to waste time you know what I'm saying? Time is of the utmost valuable to me. So I decided to make this video anyways. You'll open up Anbox. On my MX Linux 19.3, it just says starting and then that's it. So I have to check out the log files. I have no idea why. It's all good. Linux is not perfect. I know you clowns that use microcrap, microshit, microslop windblows, and you Apple fanboys and you Microsoft fanboys, you think that both of those garbage operating systems have no problems. Wrong. And vice versa, you think that MX Linux is just a disaster. Linux, well, I should just say Linux in general, is not perfect. It never will be. Humans develop operating systems, for fuck's sakes. Duh. Now you know how to install Anbox. Hopefully it's in your operating system repository, and then you just apt-get. Oh, here's another tip. If you're using not Debian derivation distributions, if you're using Fedora or SUSE, you would type in yum install Anbox. You may have to perform some internet searches, but you could just literally go into a command line and type it in and see if it's there, which is what I did. If it's not in a repository, it'll tell you, it'll say, hey, Anbox not found. You may have to perform some internet searches. You may have to manually add a repository, which I'm not going to discuss in this video. Adios! And good luck with Microcrap Windblows 11. And good luck with any future Apple, quagmire, operating systems.